Good morning. It is a lovely morning indeed. Saturday morning. Welcome to Lumen Morning Diary with me and General. General, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. How are you doing?
I'm well. In case you've just joined us, this is Lumen Morning Diary that comes to you every Saturday right here on Lumen TV live, and we have interesting topics lined up just for you today. And don't forget that you can still contribute in this show and call us and let us know wherever you're watching us in all the four corners of Zambia. This is Lumen TV, your national Catholic TV station for Zambia. And today's topic of focus, we are looking at SALAULA business in Zambia and its impact on the environment. General, how is this topic to you?
You know, this topic is very, very interesting. You know, SALAULA business has been in existence for a very long time, and most of the people say, SALAULA business, Lama boutique. Yeah, you know, it's second-hand clothes.
Second-hand clothes.
Yes, in case we have viewers that know what we're talking about when we say SALAULA business.
Yeah.
Second-hand clothes. When I've got thrift business. Yeah, you know, we have all worn SALAULA before. You know, SALAULA escaped us. I took my share.
Yeah, and in fact, for those who are still wearing SALAULA like me here, it's a plus to us because these clothes for me come as unique. You know, they're very unique in such a way that even the stature, I mean, the quality of the clothes themselves are of high quality. You know, many of the times when people put on SALAULA business, you know, these are clothes which are not very much common, especially in Zambia.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's okay. You can have 1, 2, 3 that you'd probably find that you have the same outfit and you both purchase them in the Fulama boutiques. But it's really rare that the whole nation would have that same outfit. If you ever touch up a Facebook, they would show you, oh, akaka dress vakas kachilamu, it's too common, you get. But with SALAULA, clothes are not really common. And, you know, it's a very profitable business. I have sold thrift clothes before, I know.
Okay.
And it has really created a lot of jobs for people. It has earned them some income, you know. Well, the bill, you can earn 5 pin, you get a plus, maybe double the profit.
Wow. If that's the case, then it's a it's a good business for everyone. So our viewers, in case you've just joined us, and you can still go on Facebook, type Lumen TV Z and simply share. We are also on TikTok, YouTube, Lumen TV Z, and also don't forget that SALAULA business is actually what we are talking about here. Don't forget that SALAULA business is something that is the second-hand clothes. You know, whenever I go in town those days, I used to find people shouting like, you know, those who have missed those people, such that I used to know where they were found, but this time around I really don't know where to find them. General. But
normally, if you go into town at 16, you probably find they're back in the streets. They'll be there making those songs that everyone will go home singing, Madere, Madere. Yeah, you know, and they're very strategic. You know, even if you don't want to buy, you probably go because of the song.
I remember some 2 days ago we had a discussion with my producer where I was thinking about someone selling shoes like 25 kwacha 25 kwacha. Then trying to find out that Nyaku left, Nyaku right. You might think of that. You know, those people always make us smile. Even if you didn't want to buy, definitely you can turn and check what they have.
Yeah, because their prices are so catchy. My slipper ya new one, 15 kwacha. You realize that okay. 15 kwacha ningakangiwe kugula nikani nikoneke.
Their marketing strategy is just something else.
Yeah, very.
That you cannot even ignore at the end of the day. General, let's just dive into the trends.
Well, the trends. What made headlines on social media and in our street? I have this story that I can't seem to figure out. The talking baby. the 3-month-old talking baby.
Some are saying 2 months.
No, the child is 3 months old, but the child spoke when he was 2 months. That's when he uttered his first words. But we don't know how true this is. You know, it's very funny. Others have actually taken this issue into jokes. I'm sure you've been seeing the jokes on Facebook.
On TikTok.
Everywhere. Everywhere. And now government has stepped in to protect the child, because the people from Chongwe, you know, they have fear. They're living in fear of how can a 3-month-old baby speak. A baby that can't sit, a baby that can't walk. They claim the baby face codes the mother's name, saying Alice. Alice.
you know, I'm caught up with that code. Even my names, like.
And looking at the mother is very young. She's only, is it 15 or 16 years old? Others think maybe no, it's a lie. All they wanted was sympathy. They just want people to help them out, and they like, because people say, why didn't the baby talk when they were on camera? But guys, honestly speaking, can that happen? Okay, what do you think? Do you think it's true?
You know, from the time that I started hearing these stories, I've just heard these first words from you, General, like what the baby talked about. Definitely, it is what everyone has been waiting for to hear. What is it that the baby was talking about? Baby talk, Alice. No, you know, General, one thing that I get to wonder is a situation where a baby is young, and then according to psychology, you know, there are those stages that people follow, being it in educational psychology. You know, there is a stage where people, maybe the talking stage, the babbling stage, the crawling stage. You know, when the child is maybe 0 to 1 month, definitely you expect these developments to say, okay, this is a baby developing in such a way. But skipping all those
and saying Alice, knowing the mother's name. Wow. Wow. And the grandmother thinks the child has been demon possessed. The great grandmother, actually, because Alice stays with the grandmother, so she's the great grandmother.
Baby is not possessed. Let's protect the baby. The government is doing all to protect the baby.
Exactly.
And also all the social media people, please, let's not take advantage of such situations. You know, Zambian comedy is something that at some point we're not serious as a nation. We're not serious. You know, they take everything as a joke. You know, the cooler box was passing, someone lifted it, and then makes all sorts of jokes that are not even making sense. Yeah. I loved what our president talked about, in line with, by the way, another trend that I'll talk about later. I will explain some few things that were talked about, especially when that day was launched. Let's talk about the baby. What do you think, according to yourself, General, if that happens to be your baby and talking to you at 2 months, what do you do?
I would be scared. I'll be terrified. Trust me. It's not easy. No one has ever done that. We've known children that have teeth at an early age, but not talking. You know, speaking is something that's very, 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 very deep. Because we've seen children that are 2 years old that can't speak properly. Now a 2-month-old baby saying Genara. You think I would be at peace?
Was that boy, or was that same baby born at 9 months?
I'm sure, though I don't know the detailed background. So.
Anyway, those are some of the developments that are new in Zambia, and it is for the first time.
Yeah,
we are hearing this. We've heard so many things happening in different parts of the world, but Zambia has also made history with this baby.
I'm sure.
All right, the other thing that I can talk about on the trends, it's Zambia launched 16 days of gender-based violence activism against gender-based violence. You know, That was very much colorful right there at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, where different activities, different sketches, drama, and everything were performed, and also in other parts of the country, the same thing happened. You know, what is it that you're doing about it? Because we are looking at 30 years. 30 years Benjin. You know, so many things have been put in place to ensure that this thing of gender-based violence comes to pass. You know, many other times people talk about gender-based violence against women, but I can also talk about it to say, okay, also men are the victims of gender-based violence of late in different parts of the country. Such has been recorded. General, what is it that you want to talk about? You have to talk about just.
And you know, I like the point that you said. Normally, when we hear gender-based violence, we're always talking about women, ladies all the time. Men are also abused.
Yes.
The fact that it's hard for men to go out in public and say, I have been abused, is what has been eating them up. You know, this is why it's not really talked about you men being abused, because you fail to open up, unlike women.
You know what is killing us? People always tell the boy child at Mamuna Salida. I don't know. Mamuna Salida. But that is not right. You know, we are all people. We are all human beings. We all have emotions at the end of the day. So that one that the old people used to tell us to say Mamuna Salida, I don't see it to be right.
You know, it's not only the old people that say that. Normally, you'd find someone. Let me make this example of a married couple. A man is abused by the wife each and every time. The man would probably complain to the family members. He'll be assaulted by an police. Imagine. But men face they'll make a very funny comment.
I guess they also contribute to that.
Yeah, I'm saying this not because I'm just speaking right now. I hate it from someone. And there was a time I was with this man that had a very big, deep cut. He was complaining that the wife is the one that did that to him. So we actually cancelled him and asked, why didn't you go to the police and this? He was like, this is not the first time this is happening. I've been there. But ukafika chekuja. And I'm one person that doesn't hit her back, you get. Yeah. He refrains from that. So it's these people that are supposed to help us that at times kill us. Okay, I think we said a lot. Let's dive in directly into the newspaper fix.
The good time manager, one general. You know, the newspaper also has quite interesting stories. I'll start with the mass newspapers. Government has grudge against Petauke.
Petauke.
Yes. Read it right.
Wow.
Correct. Government has a grudge against Petauke.
Okay. So, Zambia Daily Mail, the headline is, Intercity gets free Wi-Fi. Lusaka Intercity Bus Terminus, Chisokone Market in Kitwe and Kapirimposhi bus stations will now be able to offer free internet to the public following the launch of ZAM free Wi-Fi. If you want this story, it continues on page 3.
Petauke is their enemy number one. So what development do you expect? Asks Nkoma. I continued. You know, Petauke thing actually has the issue that has trended, the issue of JJ Banda. Oh, you know, okay. Yeah. So that this one has also surfaced on the newspaper. Last 2 weeks have been worrisome for UPND government.
In the Daily Mail, I have this story that actually was trending yesterday. Robber bleeds to death after police shooting. A serial armed robber of Lusaka Material who has been on the police wanted list died of bleeding resulting from gunshot wounds as he attempted to evade an arrest on Thursday. Duncan Mwaba alias Chimpundu is linked to a gang that had been stealing explosives and using them to blow up safes during their robberies at banks and filling stations. The story continues on page 3.
We are ready for bodybuilding contest. Bodybuilding is a sports. I think we'll talk about it. Mr. Kabwata, bodybuilding competition. People are preparing for it. Where I saw certain posts of a 76-year-old man elsewhere surfacing on social media.
Yeah,
and
I saw that too.
You saw that, right? Yeah, and then that's very encouraging, and it was looking very young and fresh. You there. Yeah, so the other thing in sports, fans stand up for Barbara Banda FIFA nomination. It was a plus for her.
Yeah, Barbara is doing so much, and it really hates that we as a country, we don't try to uplift the people that are making our country very proud. We are not serious as a nation, Barbara has been nominated into the FIFA award shortlist. Instead of us as the best, instead of us uplifting, making that circulate, making that trend, we're busy talking about the fucking baby. We're busy talking about code box. We always look at things that are not bringing an impact into the nation. And that's really painful.
These are the things that we were talking about, I think, a few weeks ago, General. If I recall very well, we talked about appreciating our own. It's rare that we do that, especially starting just from the music industry, sports industry. All these things are things that are seen to be beneficial for themselves only, but not forgetting that as a nation they are making history on behalf of the nation, because these things are happening for the first time ever since Zambia got its independence in 1964. It's now 60 years, General, and then seeing such things being passed as if someone is scrolling on the phone. It is a pass. It is a pass. It is a pass. Not forgetting that these are the very people that each and everyone in the sports industry are looking up to.
Because look, if people can make TikTok videos of Barbara being nominated, I'm sure the entire nation would vote.
Yes.
But no. They won't.
and definitely, if it were left out, like for Zambians to vote, do you think Barbara Banda would vote?
Yeah. Because she was ranked 3rd.
No, I mean, these votes were taken by BBC.
Yes.
Yeah, meaning different nations participated. Different.
Yeah, she won the BBC award.
Yeah.
But now it's the FIFA. If we look at the impact that Barbara has done in the football sector, she's really making our country proud.
That is yours in sports.
Can I read the last sport?
Yeah.
Zesco Warriors chase top slot. Nkana in Buffalo's test. The battle for the top position is on at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola today, when Super League leader Zesco United host third-place Kawe Warriors, who are just 1 point behind. Zesco have 26 points and will look to bounce back to win West after being held to a scoreless draw on Wednesday by Metro United, Muza in Mazabuka.
Wow, that wraps us to, that brings us to the end of the newspaper pick. General, before we close definitely this segment on the newspaper pick and the trends, what on all trends, which one are you going for? Like, which one has really hit you, like touched you like that?
Well, definitely, I always speak about the nomination. Let's make it big. But looking at this story that I just read, where the robber bleeds to death after police shooting, it's really sad that here in Zambia, because I read this story elsewhere before reading it here. So I have some details about it. That in Zambia, we have robbers that actually go to the malls and steal without us knowing. You get? We don't really talk about this. People get explosives. They break into people's safe. Yes, Yes, movie. If you read the story, and that was their mission. They were supposed to go and rob Twikatanemo until they had to get some hints from one of the participants. So now for this man to die, he kept fleeing away from the police. Despite giving him warning shots, he kept running.
That is a story that General has given us that brings us to sad notes. The trends. One thing that I'm picking is a talking baby. Please, government, do your job and continue protecting that baby. Now we'll go on a short break, but before we'll go on a break, right up next we'll look at the food for the soul with Father. General, before we go for the break, that baby, if it was you, what gift would you give that baby, the talking baby?
Penny, please. I don't want to lie on national TV.
On national TV?
Why should I lie? We're countrywide.
We are countrywide. General, we are countrywide. All right, let's look at the clip for the food for the soul. Stay tuned.
Great news to all our viewers, followers, supporters, and friends. After a long wait, we are glad to announce a significant expansion of Lumen TV coverage. You can now catch the Lumen TV signal not only in Lusaka, but also in the following cities and surrounding areas on Topstar Channel 101, Kitwe, Kapirimposhi, Kabwe, Ndola, Chingola, Afiwe, Mansa, Chipata, Solwezi, Mongu, Livingstone, Kasama, Choma, Mazabuka, and Chinsali. If you are in any of these areas and have a Topstar decoder, please let us know if you are receiving the signal. Your feedback is important. Oh, you don't have a Topstar decoder yet? Topstar decoders are affordable and the subscription packages are designed to fit every budget. Get yourself one and watch Lumen TV. Lumen TV is growing, and we are not stopping here. We are committed to bringing quality programming and continue to improve our efforts of evangelization using this tool, Lumen TV, the national Catholic TV station in Zambia. We'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the dioceses, supporters, friends of Lumen TV, and all the viewers who have made this expansion possible. And we still seek your continued support so that Lumen TV grows even more. Be part of this story. Your contributions go a long, long way.
Welcome back, and right up now we've come to the interesting part, the part that everyone would love to hear very early in the morning. It's rare that people pray in the morning because some claim to be too busy. No, it flipped my mind. I didn't forget. I forgot to pray, but remember that Lumen TV will always give you that food for the soul that will keep you running even for the whole week. But today in the studio we do not have Father Arthur. We'll be joined by Father Dennis Putambuyo Piri, who will give us the food for the soul. Let's keep watching.
Bearing in mind that tomorrow we begin Advent, I thought we can reflect on the issue of Advent, or the theme of Advent. To present today's program, my name is Father Dennis Puntambuyo Piri, lecturer and formator at St. Dominic's Major Seminary. Advent. For many, Advent is the season to string up Christmas lights, decorate the trees, plan out party menus, buy gifts and presents for people. But there is more to that. There's nothing wrong in buying presents and organizing parties, but there is much more to Advent and Christmas than just that. Thankfully, the liturgical year brings the Advent season to rescue Christmas. Advent is a time when we can step back from our hectic routine, slow down and contemplate the mystery of the incarnation of Jesus Christ. Advent, from the Latin adventus, means coming. It's a time we take to prepare for the coming of Jesus Christ. It is more of a time of preparation than celebration. This is when we should do penances and purify ourselves for his arrival. And so Advent is supposed to be a penitential season. But unlike Lent, Advent is preparing for a joyous time. So with this in mind, dear friends in Christ, dear viewers, let us take time to purify the soul for the coming of Christ. We purify our souls for his coming. A time of transformation. A time to renew our relationship with Jesus and live the life of an intentional disciple. The Advent season carries 4 themes: hope, peace, joy, and love. And love is the center of Advent. Love is the core of Advent, reflecting on God's immense love for humanity. This love is powerfully expressed in John chapter 3, verse 16. I quote, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." We focus, dear friends, on God's sacrificial love demonstrated through Christ's incarnation, God becoming man for the sake of man. As one theologian said, God became man so that man can become God. He wants to raise us up. Let us try to reflect on how we can embody this love in our daily lives. Let us, during this Advent season, cultivate the acts of kindness, forgiveness, and reaching out to those in need. As I conclude, we pray. Heavenly Father, heal our hearts during this season of Advent. Help us to love more fully, to forgive more generously, and to wait more patiently for Christmas, embracing each day and hour, knowing the joy that awaits. In your name we pray. Amen.
Well, thank you very much, Father Dennis Piri. You know, it's so catchy and so interesting that he said, this period is a joyous celebration unlike rent.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate. Not if you're paying a gift, that's what he said, let's learn to love one another in this period, because we're celebrating the coming of Jesus.
What love are you talking about?
Anyway, love your neighbor as you love yourself. The Bible clearly states, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
I love the word itself, love.
Yeah.
It comes with, even if you are hurt, you just hear someone, I love you. Even if you are sad, even if you are upset. This is the kind of love that Father talked about that came with the scripture, what he quoted, John 3:16. Love that God showed us, he gave.
Exactly.
So the love that he's talking about, it's not just the plain love, the love that people talk about. They say, no, love. It's the kind of love that comes with a sacrifice.
Yes, not love your boyfriend and girlfriend. Father didn't mean the love of a man and a woman, the spouses, no. The love that we need to give out to the community, to love the people that are around us, giving them genuine love.
Genuine love.
Exactly.
Definitely, if you've never done it, you can do it in a special way. Others are doing it in a special way by visiting prisons, hospitals. You say it?
And just to inform our viewers, we as the Lumen Morning Diary crew are planning to show love, spread love during this festive season. Yeah. More details will be coming next week.
Wow, we plan well, and that will benefit everyone. We will not just leave it as words. Love, the love that we're talking about here is the love that will show by giving something.
Yeah, it's the festive season.
The festive season, General. General, what are you planning for this festive season? Personally, not on behalf of the crew, but as an individual.
As an individual, I don't have plans yet.
You don't have plans yet?
I don't have plans yet. The plans that I have is just being there for people. You get, but I'm yet to plan for the festive season. But just being with my loved ones and the ones that I'm trying to love.
All right, this is the only time that you can tell your mother, buy a gift for her, a flower and everything. Show love. It's rare that families tell each other that I love you. Many of the times that you just hear the word love from a boyfriend, from your intimate. This is the only time that you can tell your dad, I love you, Mom, I love you, my daughter, I love you. Let's not take it negatively. Let's take it the positive way. The same love that
can I come in?
Come in, General.
Father has actually given me a reflection. Back then when we were growing, we used to have family gatherings during festive season. But of late, it's like they're shunning away. Nowadays, it's like each one for themselves and God for us all. What I mean is, if it's the Piri family, my family, will celebrate the festive season just as we are. And it's just the three of us. We no longer see those family gatherings that would see, maybe if you have people that are abroad, people that are in the villages, you all come together, you find one location as where you're going to celebrate your Christmas and your New Year from. And so please, let's try to bring back our old tradition.
Obviously, there's no excuse. Companies, there's a time that companies close.
They're closing.
To give room for people to go and visit their families. Festive season, it's a family time. Where you get back and sit as families, you eat together as families. Everyone who was working from different parts of the world, they would come. We have the diplomats coming back to Zambia. We have different people, businesses will come to a standstill at some point.
Exactly.
Say, okay, this is the family time. Now, what do people do with that time?
I just don't know. Things are getting so bad. Things are getting bad. They're getting really, really bad. I don't know. Maybe people are... Is it because of the economy? People are just way too busy trying to make their own money. They're trying to follow each other. Because why should someone stay away from being with the family during this period.
Imagine.
It's all that.
This is the time that Mama, I'll be coming back home after a long time. You expect me this December, this Christmas. If you're killing a chicken, please prepare a big part for me. I'll be there. You know, this is the time that even those parents in the villages don't expect you to go there with a budget. They have already prepared a certain budget for you, you know, village chicken and everything, chihuahua, where everything is just there, especially in the farm. My mother is at the farm, by the way.
And looking at our topic of discussion today,
SALAULA, don't forget. I've just remembered, General, you know, SALAULA is something that you can find it as low as 5 kwacha.
Exactly.
You know, gone are the days that people were panicking about clothes, Christmas clothes and everything. SALAULA is there, man. Let's support it. Let's go Zambian. You know,
and before we try to be good Samaritans to other people, let's start from our homes. And looking at our topic in the health segment being mental health, I feel if we come together as a family during this festive period, whoever has been having mental challenges, they'll probably fade away. You know, you feel that love you get. So,
you know, I had that time, the good time with, it's good that you talked about the mental health. You know, I had good time with the Corporate Zambia, just getting an insight, you know, on how they're trying so hard. They have partnered with different stakeholders, different organizations to ensure that they combat this so-called mental health challenge. You know, General, before we dive into the healthy part, definitely there is something that I want us to look at. What is it that, do you have anyone who is mentally disturbed in your family?
Mentally disturbed as in what? You mean someone that has run mad or what? Because we're all mentally disturbed.
Yeah, that's a point that I wanted to hear, General.
You are all mentally disturbed.
You've spoken well. You've spoken well. You know, we are all mentally disturbed, especially, I'm not talking about only us in the studio, even you viewers out there. Check out that when we talk about mental healthy, we're not talking about that disturbance. Even the clothes, you know, a few weeks ago we were talking about fashion and related to mental health. We're talking about alcohol related to mental health. We're talking about suicide related to mental health. And I'm very glad that Corporate Zambia wrapped us up into this series of mental health. Now we'll go on a short break and then we'll look at the clip of mental health. Then we learn together. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Lumen Morning Diary, and right now we've dived into the health segment with Corporate Zambia. On my right, I've been joined by Sarah Nkandumulenga, Senior Communications Officer, Corporate Zambia, and on my left, I've been joined by Mr. Rabson Sakala, Programs Officer, right here at Corporate Zambia, where you're watching us live from Lumen TV Zambia. And bosses, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. How are you?
Fine, how are you? Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
You're looking so fresh this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Would you kindly tell us more about Corporate Zambia and the work you do?
All right. Thanks so much for that question, Henry. So, Corporate Zambia, we are Zambia's largest youth-led and youth-focused non-governmental organizations. And we, at Corporate Zambia, we envision a world in which every young person is healthy, happy, and living to their full potential. So our goal is to create a conducive environment for young people to thrive in different aspects of their lives. And under our current strategic plan, we have three main thematic areas: that's health and well-being, gender equity, youth development, and leadership.
Okay, so as a Corporal Zambia, what is it that you have to talk about mental health?
We believe youth cannot develop if they are having issues to do with, maybe with mental health, and we know that mostly in Zambia, most of the mental health cases are directly linked to substance abuse or maybe different things. So we are working closely with as Corporal Zambia with other implementing partners just to ensure that our youths have access to mental health, because mental health has been long, let's say for some time, has been maybe not to say ignored for lack of a better term, but there's not much attention being given to it. So actually, if I give you the statistics, they're very alarming. So according to the WHO, about 20% of Zambians of people are affected by mental health, and you see 20% is a big number. And then you find that access to resources is also very limited. Just in Osaka alone, we have about 3,000 homeless youths who are reported to be using substance abuse, and substance abuse directly linked to mental health. So as Corporal Zambia, we're doing everything that we can to just ensure that we raise awareness around mental health, but also just implement it in our projects.
All right, it's just on that one, on substance abuse. Would you mention one or two substances that people abuse, commonly abused in our nation today?
Of course, one of them is just alcohol itself. You know, sometimes alcohol can also be, if overused, it becomes a substance abuse. I've also heard of these ones that the street kids are using mostly, because the homeless street kids, as we call them, are the ones that actually abuse a lot of it. What do you have an idea of the substance that they're using in the streets? They have quite a lot. You know, those the Bostic that they're using in the bottles. Some of those, they're very those are very harmful substances if they're being abused or used wrongly. Yeah.
As corporals, how do you include mental health management for staff at Corporal Zambia?
We have an open door policy. You can always go to your supervisor and have a conversation. We also, the HR department also has on Wednesdays, they used to call them clinics. Wednesday clinics, where you can easily go and talk to them about anything. And of course, as HR, we know the HR policy, whatever is discussed there remains there.
All right. Would you share some projects that you're doing in mental health?
Well, yes. So deliberately, I think that's in Arizona. We have now a mental health specialist. So the idea is to integrate mental health in our programming, because it has come to our attention, and we've realized that a number of young people that are abusing drugs or using drugs is increasing day by day. Of course, for lack of a better term, we can even see from the number of junkies that we have in the communities, and these are young people. These are people that we are supposed to lead this country today, and of course even beyond today. But then if they are using drugs, then you begin to wonder how the face of this country look like. So deliberately, we have now started integrating mental health in our programming. So if, let's say, you are going for an HIV prevention outreach, a sexual reproductive health session, you integrate a component of mental health in that particular session. And of course, we've also deliberately been working with the Drug Enforcement Commission to also try to address the issues of drug and substance use. So we've made it deliberately, of course, to also be including at least a speaker from the Drug Enforcement Commission during the trainings that we have with young people, the trainings that we have, of course, with healthcare providers, and even some of our outreach activities and meetings, just someone to come and talk about drug use and whatnot. And of course, even in some of our projects, we've deliberately come up with mental health sessions with adolescents and young people, so that we can ensure that we take mental health seriously in as much as we have other problems. Because at the end of the day, we can improve the health outcomes. We can't say we've improved the health outcomes of the young people if their mental health is still affected.
All right, what motivated you to pick mental health awareness, especially this time around?
Well, I think first is because of the statistics that my colleague mentioned. Homeless people, and the majority of those include adolescents and young people, and these people that abuse drugs, and amongst challenges that they are having, these are mental health disorders and whatnot. So for us, we saw it as something that is alarming and something that is not being taken seriously. Like we've drawn our attention to other things, because if we look at even just social media itself, it's a source of mental health. At social media, everyone shares about their success. They don't share their dark side. So you might be thinking everyone is okay, but not until when something bad happens, that's when you know to say, okay, I think we really have problems amongst these adolescents and young people. And of course, we've had cases where we see pupils, students committing suicide and whatnot. So those are issues of mental health. So the problem is bigger than we are seeing it out there, and we feel if we don't intervene at this point, then we'll lose it. So before we lose it, we thought, let's also think of integrating mental health in our programming, at least to bring that change that we want to see in the young people that we work with and the young people that we reach out to.
All right. Finally, what are your final words to the viewers?
All right. Thanks so much, Henry. Thanks so much to our viewers. So my final words are that mental health is real, and mental health is serious, especially amongst adolescents and young people, and as CSOs, stakeholders, government line ministries, church leaders, community leaders, politicians, let's put aside our differences, put our heads together, and let's collaboratively address this issue that is affecting our young people. For me, it's let's take mental health seriously, and let's join hands to address mental health amongst adolescents and young people and other gender populations.
All right, thank you so much. And from me, Henry Mdenda, we've come to a wrap up of this series that we started 4 weeks ago, talking about mental health awareness amongst the youth today. And Copper Rose has given us a wonderful wrap up to this series. Join us on the other side with the next segment. Welcome back, and that was the information that we got from Copper Zambia concerning the closure of mental health series that we started 4 weeks ago. General, we've just closed with mental health in line with substance abuse. You know, we started at a lower pitch, which related to suicide. Then we talked about fashion, where we talked about alcohol specifically, but now we've just closed with substance abuse. Do you have something to say about mental health?
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of things. You know, mental health is brought each and every time we talk about mental health. It's something that I feel we don't even emphasize a lot. You know, it's like the only people that know about mental health are those people that are civilized. Yeah.
And, you know, most of the times you cannot know that you are mentally disturbed or mentally ill. You cannot know. It only takes those people that are around you to tell you, I think what you're doing, or even the stress itself, it comes about because of mental health. But you know, the most important thing that we should all understand is to adhere to the rules that we are given whenever we are faced with such challenges. There are rules to follow and regulations. You know, the most important thing that Copper Zambia did a few weeks ago was to raise funds to combat this mental health challenge, and their target was 300,000. This money is to ensure that they help someone in the society. No one should be called a junkie. Wherever you go, you'll find such people that are mentally disturbed. But Copper Zambia, we say thank you so very much to ensure that you're doing the very best, being the largest organization looking at the youth-related issues.
Actually, you said abuse of substances, right?
Yes.
You know, most of the times I tell people, we've seen people that drink alcohol from Sunday to Sunday. You get? Others might not drink from Sunday to Sunday.
And they're even proud.
Yeah, others might they are large drinkers, you know, they are heavy drinkers. It's not that others don't drink because they just want to drink. That's where they feel they release their depression from. Most of the times when you see women drinking a lot of alcohol, it's either they have been depressed, they're depressed by, maybe they have been divorced. They have a lot of things going on. And looking at depression, depression is actually mental health. Because for someone to be depressed, meaning their mind is not stable. They're failing to accept whatever they have gone through.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, they feel they're useless. And these are the people that we see actually committing suicide, people running mad. abuse of substances like drugs and all that.
Right, and the other thing that people we can talk about is what actually people react, how they react to these mental health challenges. Your reaction also matters because it should be controlled by yourself.
True.
First of all, get to know and understand yourself, who you are, and also take precautions in this life. You know, you are 100% in charge of your own life. No one will come and control you to say, this is how you're supposed to live life. This is how you're supposed to take this. But you should understand that you're 100% in charge of your own life. We're talking about those people that are watching us in Pika, in Kaputa, in Livingstone, in all the four corners of Zambia. How do you react to these challenges, mental health challenges? Yeah. So the other thing, General, before we wrap up these mental health challenges, I mean the mental health segment, you know, we are coming towards the end of the year where people are planning to do parties, others are planning to start alcohol for the first time, others are planning to do whatsoever for the first time. And I think this is a very good message that Corporate Zambia has come up with. You know, it is just this very year that they will target certain youths in different parts of the country to educate them, getting to educate them. This is the very time that people, you know, get to misbehave. Yeah. You know, this festive season, despite of giving, it doesn't matter where you get these things from. You know, people get to exchange gifts and whatsoever, but others are also running mad in this very season that we're talking about.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. For now, we come to the end of this segment, the health segment, where we've concluded with Corporate Zambia. And up next, we'll be looking at the SALAULA business. We get to learn one or two things from you people who are doing SALAULA by calling us. You can still call on those numbers that are scrolling on the screen. In case you've just joined us on Facebook, you can send to that person who is doing SALAULA. We get to learn and hear from them how they are faring, especially this time around of the season. Let's go for a short break. Right up now, we'll come and talk more about SALAULA. Stay tuned.
Great news to all our viewers, followers, supporters, and friends. After a long wait, we are glad to announce a significant expansion of Lumen TV coverage. You can now catch the Lumen TV signal not only in Lusaka, but also in the following cities and surrounding areas on Topstar Channel 101, Kitwe, Kapirimposhi, Kabwe, Ndola, Chingola, Afiwe, Mansa, Chipata, Solwezi, Mongu, Livingstone, Kasama, Choma, Mazabuka, and Chinsali. If you are in any of these areas and have a Topstar decoder, please let us know if you are receiving the signal. Your feedback is important. Oh, you don't have a Topstar decoder yet? Topstar decoders are affordable and the subscription packages are designed to fit every budget. Get yourself one and watch Lumen TV. Lumen TV is growing and we are not stopping here. We are committed to bringing quality programming and continue to improve our efforts of evangelization using this tool, Lumen TV, the national Catholic TV station in Zambia. We'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the dioceses, supporters, friends of Lumen TV, and all the viewers who have made this expansion possible. And we still seek your continued support so that Lumen TV grows even more. Be part of this story. Your contributions go a long, long way.
One, two, mic testing, 1, 2.
Sir Andrew from the Archdiocese of Kasama. Currently, I'm working for St. Charles Luanga Matiba Parish in Chilobi mainland. I'm here at Lumen TV recording studio. I've just come to record my songs that I want to release as an album. First of all, I've just recorded 3 songs. The first one is talking about being active in our small Christian communities. My encouragement to those who may want to record their songs out there, it's an invitation that you come here to Lumen TV recording studio. It's a right studio, and I've really enjoyed. I've found people who are so good and welcoming. And they have good instruments and machines to use. So as I'm speaking, you can see I'm from recording the song. It's very nice to be here, and I'm glad for having this opportunity of recording my songs from this studio. I'm encouraging and inviting everyone who may want to record their songs to come here at Lumen TV recording studio. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, and we've come to this wonderful epic. The viewers, you've just joined us. We are watching Lumen Morning Diary with us, the winning team. Right up now, we are looking at the SALAULA business as a topic of focus. In case you've just joined us, we've all witnessed in the nation the boom of sales of second-hand clothes and shoes in Zambia, and also its environmental impact. You know, for now, we'll look at the job creation through the second-hand clothes and shoes and its environmental impact. You know, General, before we continue looking at this, you know, this is a very important part that people do not understand, that actually the SALAULA business has brought about, you know, I mean, the creation of clothes has brought about the impact on the environment.
Oh, how? Kindly explain.
All right.
To know more.
Yeah, definitely. You can also follow us on Facebook in case you've just joined us. This is what we're looking at today. You know, job creation through second-hand clothes and its environment. I mean, impact. This is what definitely we have to look at. You know, according to the United Nations Commission on Trade in Zambia in 2022, imported about 40,171 tons of second-hand clothes and shoes. You know, these items are sold through organized chains, shops, markets, and small stands, tuntemba, and through door-to-door business in Zambia. You know, this is what people are doing right up now. Yeah.
Sure, we see a lot of people moving about. This business of second-hand clothes and shoes, the UN Commission on Trade further says supports the creation of estimated 250,000 direct and indirect jobs, especially among those most in need, such as the youth and those living in poor conditions, among them female-headed households.
All right, and you know, we see these things. Me, I've been so much glad to, you know, to talk about this word, tuntemba. You know, clothes are sold in different parts.
Door to door.
Yeah, door to door. You know, last time when I bought SALAULA clothes was not actually where I went and checked. Someone just passed through with the sweatpants and the like, you know, selling in door to door, especially these other compounds, in compounds. General, when we look at these SALAULA cloths, what are the impact on the environment according to you?
Actually, for me, I feel. Do I feel anything? You are the one that was supposed to explain to me. I said, how? You are teaching me, Henry. All right. I'm as blind as, I'm sure we have viewers that are blind as me. So I just thought, oh, it's SALAULA. Let's just buy it, SALAULA. So what impact has it given to the environment?
SALAULA business is actually a very good business that has reduced to the environmental impact. You know, industries, whenever they're about to manufacture clothes, they look at the raw materials first, which is cotton. You know, for one to farm, to do the farming of cotton, you need the huge piece of land for you to do your farming there, and you cannot just do farming on the huge piece of land without cutting down the trees, and also the smoke that goes to the air brought about the environmental emissions. You know, the other thing that we can talk about here, the common thing that everyone knows, you know, cotton, for one to produce cotton, actually it takes, you know, heavy rains. It requires a lot of water, and you know, climate change has also contributed to this impact of these industries actually not to produce enough clothes for Zambia. You know, we're looking at Zambia. Zambia is a nation which has no industry that you can trace to say it is the manufacturing industry, apart from the one which was recently commissioned but not yet started operation in Kabwe. You know, the revamping of Kabwe textiles recently by the government of the Republic of Zambia. You know, the other thing that we can talk about, General, is the issue of the environment, especially right there in Kabwe. You know, Kabwe is a place which has got mining industries, and then, you know, smoke, pollution in the environment. You know, this is the thing that can be avoided by doing SALAULA business.
Oh, because if we're buying clothes that have been worn by someone second hand, the next person wears it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely, there's nothing wrong. And you know, with this SALAULA business, the clothes that are imported here in Zambia, you find others have not even been worn. You even find the tags, the price tags there.
Yeah. You know, I came across a certain Kantemba somewhere where the owner proudly told me to say, this SALAULA that I'm selling, I don't buy. I don't order them anywhere. People just donate from different parts of the country. And then, you know, I've got relatives that are found there, and then they just get these clothes. They bring it to me.
Okay, before we play the clips that the people that are in this business have to say about the SALAULA business, I need to encourage our viewers. Magreto Vianasli Zolemba. You parents out there, before if you have a certain amount of money, give them, they start this business. You know, they might not, even if they don't buy the entire bill, if you feel it's very expensive, where you go where they're opening a new bill, you choose the things that you think they can be good for your business.
Yeah.
Do something productive. You don't need to be, not everyone is going to be employed by the government by the end of the day. So I encourage our parents, let's encourage our kids to do this business.
I was glad this week I passed through a certain place. You know, SALAULA business is it's not only sold in town. I passed through a wonderful place, that's Woodlands Market, where I get to interact with very few people that sell that SALAULA business. Even in Mayadi, SALAULA business is there. Let's take a look at some clips.
Business pano Liko slow manga madezi ano.
So manga kuona kwa mchilenge sana.
Chilenge, I think ni kaidi these days economy man drama maribu. Otherwise timakana fofa la famushe.
Okay.
Maningi chabe. So kazibwela pano bolo supporter. Appreciate it.
It's got its days where you find that it's a season of business. Yeah, so if you are not very familiar with it, you'll find that you can get wrong clothes in the wrong season. So we've got certain periods where office dresses are common, summer dresses and the likes. No, business has now picked up because look at the period we're going into the festive period, so a lot of people are having events at maybe their workplaces or even just family events, and they're looking for clothes because they have a particular theme that they are going with.
In 5 years in experience in business. Because guys don't encourage happy. When I just to go something. So I'm going to believe on so to know some salary the boss pays salary business. For now tima vokola chema belo adula. My belo say kwa nsika nayo cause say choka buno sometimes. My challenge is my pezi kako. Sometimes the pezi ka da belo dola veni upo peza mukasegura bevi choka sivichoka buno pezi kwa ngeni wana loss. Nishi uvicha cheso sell cheap price and drama kwa ngeni and then my challenge tima pesika nayo in terms of my bills salary business. Ukawa that depend very chokera uzaguru sako yodenga tienda buno business or 2 pin yo de 1 pin so chab. Menga tukuche business we there to singo kuseko 3 pin manja hapa na business venedi road until you marry.
Welcome back. And that was the information that came about during my experience tour. You know, Woodlands, it's a place where you find SALAULA business, even for clothes, clothes for kids and whatsoever. People are making money there. And, you know, someone just told me that ordering is, making about 10,000 in a month, which is not something that someone can easily give you or someone can easily pay you out there. But someone is making it through the SALAULA business.
Yeah, you know, remember what I said before we had to go to Eclipse, say, not everyone is going to be employed by the government. I'm looking at if someone can make a 10,000 every month, that person is way better than people that are actually working for the government. You know, business is all about discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have discipline, it can really take you far. I've seen a lot of people doing this SALAULA business that have built houses, that have bought cars, that are educating their kids to very good schools.
All right, right up now, join Genera with Mr. Piri in sports. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I've now been joined by Mr. Piri. Good morning, Mr. Piri.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
It's good to have you back in the studios.
After a long time, yes.
Exactly. You went near.
Yeah, I'm now back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Piri, before we you give us the fixtures in the Zambian League.
Yeah.
Earlier in the program, me and Henry were discussing about the nomination for Barbara Banda. What's your take on that?
Well, it's a good thing. I think she deserves it, because I think she has done quite a lot since joining the new team, Orlando Pride, in the US. It's not an easy achievement, so to say, because 16 players have been nominated, and only 2 from Africa. It's Barbara Banda and Chawinga from Malawi who have been nominated. Their nomination performance was from August 20th, 2023 to August 21st, 2024. So it is during that period where they are looking at their performance and nominated for the FIFA award. Yeah, so far she has done very good, and of course she won the BBC award, and of course she has done very well helping Zambia in the Africa Cup and all the tournaments that she has played for.
Yeah, she's always outshined. She's a star wherever she is.
Yeah, she is a star.
Yeah, whether she plays for the national team or she plays for Orlando Pride, she's still making us proud.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Pri, what are the fixtures that we have in the Zambian League?
Well, in the Zambian League, we've got, I think the big one is Ghana, today playing against Green Buffaloes.
Okay.
During the week, Ghana was at Sunset Stadium. Before that, they had gone 4 games without a loss, 4 straight wins, and they were just stopped by Zanaco last weekend. And so, meaning that I think this time they'll be playing at home against Green Buffaloes. I think they will want to make sure they bounce back and the winning ways, so that because the coach is very clear, he wants to play in the APSA Cup this season. The other game is Zesco United will play against Cabo Warriors. Zesco will be playing at home. They are also in form. Cabo Warriors is also another team in very good form at the moment. So this is going to be another very interesting game. Napsa Stars today will playing against Muza at Woodland Stadium. So this is a game that, of course, the Lusaka dwellers would go for. The other games will be played tomorrow, and these are Nkwazi will play against Power Dynamos. Atletico will play against Red Arrows. This is going to be another derby. Both teams are using Koroma Stadium. So this is going to be another interesting game that the Lusaka dwellers should go and watch. Nchanga Rangers will play against Forest Rangers. Green Eagles will play against Zanaco. Zanaco, they were coming from a win on Wednesday against Nkana Football Club. I think they will be on a high, trying to replicate what they did on Wednesday. Then Mighty and Furia Wanderers will play against Indeni. Mighty and Furia Wanderers winning against Atletico. I think they will be on a high. And Mutondo will play against Mwana Radiants. Yeah, so those are the fixtures that people should look out for tomorrow and today.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend.
It is a busy weekend.
I'm sure you're going to watch these games.
Yeah, I will definitely be at Woodland Stadium to watch Napsa Stars playing against Musa this afternoon.
And in the Premier League, Mr. Pri, tomorrow we have a very big game where Man City faces Liverpool. And Liverpool are the ones that are topping the table right now.
Yeah.
They are actually in good form because they are topping in the UEFA, they're also topping in the Premier League.
Yeah.
What's your take about that game?
Well, it will be an interesting one. Yeah, of course, the Liverpool enjoying a good form at the moment, topping in both the UEFA and also the league. Yeah, I think it will be a very interesting one.
And looking at Man City's form at the moment.
Yeah, looking at Man City's form at the moment, they are not really the Man City that we saw last season. This season, they are not. They're blowing hot and cold.
Yeah.
They are not consistent at all. So yeah, but I think when the two teams meet, always all the time, the game usually is at a different level. So I think Man City will up their game because they know that they are playing against Liverpool.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, Man City fans have cried for too long now.
They have cried for too long, but when the two teams meet, it's like Manchester United playing against Chelsea, Liverpool playing against Arsenal and so on, and Liverpool against Man City. It's usually a different ball game altogether. So doesn't really matter what form Man City is in at the moment, but when they meet Liverpool, I expect a different game altogether.
Yeah. Well, do you have any other games lined up or any other sports events that you would
Yes,
like to
the
share?
under-17 national team are in camp, and they will be playing the COSAFA tournament. This COSAFA tournament is an important one because it is a qualifier to the Africa Cup also. And before the tournament, the under-17, usually they will have to go for the MRI testing to check their age. Yeah, so they will go for the MRI testing, and then we only hope that they will do better at the COSAFA, because 2 teams that will qualify to go and play at the Africa Cup. So the best 2 teams, the finalists, will qualify to play at the Africa Cup. So this is a very important tournament for Zambia, so to say. Of course, Zambia has done very well with the women.
Yeah.
They've qualified to the Africa Cup, the under-20, and so on. So I think the under-17 should also emulate what the senior national team and the other teams have done.
I think Zambia were just so good with the COSAFA. I give them that license.
Yeah.
I think we now come to the end of the sports segment. We'll be right back.
Mubika pesonde wapanga na kasuwa wakabika mulwelele chacha yae makayobe mwana yae makayobe mweo yae makayobe chakupapa tukunkule
Welcome back. That sports item brings us to the end of the show. Thank you very much for staying glued to watching Lumen TV Zambia. This is the station of the nation, the Catholic Lumen TV Zambia. General, as we come to the end of the show, your last words to the viewers. Your sum up. Your sum up.
My sum up.
I know you always have a sum up.
My sum up to the viewers is thank you very much for staying glued to our program, and I'll still call you, our viewers, to come through to our station. If you have any trending stories, write to us. Tell us what you want to hear on Lumen TV Zambia. We'll be glad and we'll deliver. If you want to sponsor us, please give us a call.
Wow, this is the only show that caters for all segments, ranging from sports, health segment, where we come up with the food for the soul, and then we also wrap it up with the sports segment. You know, the trends are also part of this show. The newspaper pick are also part of this show. This is the only show that has got the full package with whatsoever you're looking for right here at Lumen TV, that comes to you every Saturday from 07:30 through up to 09 hours. For now, we go to our bye-byes, and not forgetting that this festive season, remember to stay safe, don't drink and drive.
And love one another.
Love one another. Show it the way. We come to the end of the show. Bye-bye.